Alright, Crow here, and we're continuing on with the game collections. This is going to be Super Nintendo game collections, so let's just get started. We got ActRaiser and ActRaiser 2. Both games I kind of played a little bit. Really haven't played ActRaiser 2 so much, but I have played ActRaiser. It's kind of fun game, so I kept both. Arkanoid, again, I love Arkanoid, so I kept that. Axe Lady, great shooter. Batman Returns, which I felt was a really good beat-em-up. We got Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. Not the best Battletoads game, but still, yeah, I like the Battletoads game, so I'm going to keep it. Biometal, pretty good shooter. We got Blackthorn, which actually took me by surprise. I thought the game I wasn't going to keep the game, but then I played a little bit and I had to keep it. Chrono Trigger, which I still have not played all the way through yet. I'm still halfway, not even halfway in the game. I'm somewhere in the game. I don't know where I am, but I'm still playing the game. Contra 3, the Alien Wars. Again, Contra, got to keep that. D-Force, kept it just because it was a shooter. Darius Twin, same thing, shooter. Demon's Quest. Demon's Crest, not Quest. This game based on that one demon from Ghouls and Ghosts, so I had to keep it. It seems like a pretty good game too. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. I kept them all, even though I think these games are way more overrated than they should be, but they're still decent games. Earthbound. So, yeah, I do have the Earthbound box up above. Let me cut to that really quick. I don't know if you can see it up there. I'm pretty sure. Well, you can, because I can see it. But there's my box copy of Earthbound. I'm not going to pull that down, but that's just something I do have in the collection. All right, so there's the Earthbound box. So there's that. Earthworm Jim. I got to keep that. Earthworm Jim 2. F-Zero, one of the earliest games for Super Nintendo. I love playing, so I got to keep that. Faceball 2000. Really weird game. It's like one of the earliest first-person shooters on a console, so I had to keep that. Final Fantasy 2 and 3. I don't know if I'll ever... I mean, I started playing both of the games. I never really finished either of them either, but I'm keeping them. Maybe one day I will. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I know this is kind of like the black sheep of the Final Fantasy series, but I just kept it anyway. We got Final Fight 1 and 2. Pretty good beat-em-ups. Gradius 3, shoot 'em up. I had to keep it. Indiana Jones Grace Adventures. Really good spin on the movies and video game format. We got Joe and Mac, another beat 'em up with Cavemen. Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball. I played this game a lot when I was in high school, so I just had to keep it just for nostalgia purposes. Killer Instinct. I was never really any good at Killer Instinct, but I felt like I had to keep it. King Arthur's World. Don't really know much about this game other than it uses the mouse, and I have the mouse, so I kept it. Kirby's Avalanche, which is like another puzzle game just reskinned with Kirby characters and stuff. I think it's Puyo Puyo. Could be wrong, though. There's Kirby's Dream Course, which is actually the Kirby game I played a lot when I was in high school. So I really like the Dream Course game. Kirby's Dream Land 3. I'm just keeping the Kirby games in case I get a chance to play them. They seem really good, but yeah, who knows if I'll ever get a chance to play them or not. Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I don't really know too much about it. I don't remember me playing it to decide whether I kept it or not, but I just did. So it's there. Got the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. So I'm keeping that. Because, yeah, it's my favorite Zelda game. That's why. Magic Sword, based in the arcade game. Really good game, so I'm keeping that. Mario Paint, we had that when I was a kid, so obviously I have to keep that. Mario's Time Machine, very odd game, which is why I'm keeping it. Mega Man X, obviously Mega Man, I'm keeping it. Don't have any of the other X ones in the X series. Those go for a ton of money. I don't think I'll get those unless I happen to fall into it. Mortal Kombat. You know what? This is the version of Mortal Kombat when I was in high school. I didn't mind that it was missing the blood. I was disappointed, yes, and I knew it, but I bought it anyway, and I had fun with it. Mortal Kombat 2 really made up for it, though, so keeping both of them. Mortal Jam, no, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. I had both NBA Jam and TE, and I just decided to keep the updated version over the other one. So, yeah, I like NBA Jam. Pack Attack, weird puzzle game. Pack in Time, which is the one that was like another game where and then this one, the Pac-Man's swinging on ropes and stuff. It's really weird. Phalanx, the one with the really odd cover with the old man on it, but it is a decent shoot 'em up, so gotta keep it. Pilot Wings, one of the games we got with the Super Nintendo, and I love that game, so I'm keeping it. Pinball Dreams, it's like a port of the old Amiga game, so kind of interesting in that respect, so I'm keeping it. Obviously, I don't know why I'm saying I'm keeping it after all of these obviously are games that I'm keeping because they survived the Purge. Pit Fighter, you might be wondering, why did Pit Fighter survive the Purge? Because I have fond memories of playing the game in the arcade, so I'm keeping the Super Nintendo version. Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure. Kind of disappointing, but it's still better than I remember. Plock, a really odd game where a guy throws his limbs at people to attack them. Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. I played this a lot when I was in high school. I actually managed to beat the game a long time ago. Kind of some messed up level design and parts that don't actually allow you to run fast, because you play as the Roadrunner trying to escape the coyote. But yeah, it could get rough in places, but it's still a decent game. RoboCop versus the Terminator. Interesting concept for a game, but the game is just ridiculously difficult, so I'm just keeping it for whatever reason. RPM Racing, spiritual successor to Racing Destruction Set, so gotta keep that. Saturday Night Slam Masters, classic arcade game, like one of the first ones I remember that did like a wrestling game in a one-on-one fighter style, so gotta keep it. Sonic Blast Man 2. I don't know if we got a Sonic Blast Man 1. We probably did. If I ever do find it, I'll have to get it, but these games are pretty cool. Space Invaders. Just plain old Space Invaders. I remember buying this new in the box for like $5, so it's Space Invaders, so I'll keep it. Star Fox, the classic Star Fox. Played that a lot when I was in high school, so yeah, I had to keep it. Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I kept both of them because I had to keep the original and then another one where I played it a lot. Stunt Race F. What it was that my friend had Street Fighter 2, and I always used to go to his house to play it. And then when Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out, that's the copy I bought for myself. So I got nostalgia on both of those games, so I'm keeping a copy of both. Stunt Race FX. This was the second game I remember to use the FX chip, and I remember it being kind of disappointing. It might not actually be the second game, but it's the second one I remember. So I'm just keeping it because I'm giving it a second chance, really. Super Baseball Simulator 1000, which is anything but a baseball simulator. I mean, you could play it as a simulator, but then there's the mode where you could play with like people with superpowers, so it's kind of weird. Super Bomberman 2. If it gets the original Super Bomberman, I'd like to get that again, because that's the one I used to have. But all Bombermen are good Bombermen, so I'll keep whatever ones I get my hands on. Super Bowling. I got this complete in the box somewhere for like really cheap, so I'd probably disc replay. So I'm a sucker for these kind of bowling games, so I kept it. Super Buster Brothers, which is the one where you shoot and pop the bubbles. So I don't remember the other name for it. It goes by another name as well, but I can't remember it offhand. Down a level here. Super Castlevania 4. How could I not have Super Castlevania 4? The game is freaking awesome. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Same thing. It's an awesome game. Very difficult. I probably never even made it past the first stage, but still, it's there for me to keep trying. Super High Impact. I used to play the arcade version of this a lot. In fact, this is funny because this case, I could not find a whole case to build the cover for. So I got the cover, and I got the end label. I made the end label, but then the back, I couldn't find anything, so I just put a picture of the arcade game. Super Mario All-Stars. This has got the remakes of updated graphics of Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, and the Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2 called The Lost Levels. So, can't get rid of that. Super Mario Kart. I love Super Mario Kart. Got to keep it. Super Mario RPG. I rented this for one day and never saw it again, but then my wife wanted it too, so we got ourselves a copy of it. I played all the way through it, emulated, and I don't feel like I actually played it properly because I played it emulated. So one of these days I'll have to play through it all properly on a cartridge. Super Mario World. Of course, the pack-in game with the Super Nintendo, have to have that. Or at least the original pack-in, because I know it was packed in with other games later. We got Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which technically isn't even a Super Mario game. They just added the Super Mario World title to the US release of this. The Japanese version, I think, is just called Yoshi's Island, and it's a Yoshi game. Super Metroid. I love Super Metroid. That's another game I rented for a day, but then never saw it again. And then I got it again, but really haven't played it since. Super Pinball Behind the Mask. I just kept it because it was a pinball game. I really haven't played it. Super Punch. I did play it a little bit. It seems halfway decent, so I'm keeping it. Super Punch Out. Again, an update to the NES classic Punch Out. Again, and also an update of the arcade game as well. Super R-Type. Again, shooter, had to keep it. Super Star Wars. Difficult game, but is really seems to have high production values, so I'll keep it. If I ever find Super Empire Strikes Back or Super Return of the Jedi, I'll have to get those as well. Super Street Fighter 2. Again, this is the last Street Fighter game I used to have. So I bought that as well when I was in high school, so I had to keep it here too. Super Valis 4. I have some of the other Valis games, so I just kept that one as well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, an excellent port of the arcade game I used to play all the time. Tetris and Dr. Mario. 2 great games combined into one cartridge, so I'm keeping that. Tetris 2. Actually, don't know too much about that, but I just kept it because I think it's it's the one that's also known as Tetris Flash. I don't know, whatever. I also have it on NES, but I'm just keeping that one as well. Tetris Attack, again, really just throwing a Tetris game name on games that really aren't really like Tetris. Thunder Spirits, shoot 'em up, actually a something like Thunder Force 3 or 4, or a combination of the two. I don't really remember. It's a custom version of Thunder Force for the Super Nintendo. So it's a shooter. I'll keep it. That's enough for me. Total Carnage actually wasn't too bad of a port, I think. That's why I kept it. Or at least didn't seem to me at the time when I played it. UN Squadron, great shoot 'em up. That's why I'm keeping that one. Uniracers. I loved Uniracers back when I bought it in high school. So I have to keep it. I like it. I really do. Wario's Woods. Again, it's a puzzle game I really enjoyed. I like the NES version, so I gotta keep the Super Nintendo version too. They're a bit different, actually, so there's a good reason to keep both of them. And WWF Royal Rumble. I thought this would have been a game I would have gotten rid of in a heartbeat, but I played it a little bit, and I loved how arcadey it was, so I decided to keep it. Alright, let's go over and see what boxes for these Super Nintendo games I have. Alright, let's see. Some of these have manuals, some of them don't. But we got Blackthorn, we got F-Zero, we got Ken Griffey Jr., Major League Baseball, NBA Jam TE, Pack in Time, Roadrunners Death Valley Rally, Space Invaders, Super Bowling, Uniracers, and the Box 4. WWF Royal Rumble. Now there are... I don't think there are any Super Nintendo games upstairs. No, now that I'm thinking of it, there are not. So actually, let me cut down to where I have some Super Famicom games and just tack that at the end here. Alright, I'm down here with the few Super Famicom games I have, so let's just go through these really quick. This first one, Bing Bing Bingo. Just bought it because I needed a game to play on it, so it was really cheap. And it's really all these different forms of bingo. It's really not that interesting. Chow Genjin 2, which is really Super Bonk 2. So that's worth something, I think. Not money-wise, but to play. This one I bought because it was like $3 from TV Animation Slam Dunk. I just think it's kind of a weird form of a basketball game. Kind of interesting at the same time. Hokuto no Ken 2, Hokuto no Ken 6, which is another Fist of the North Star game. This one's a one-on-one fighter. Not that great, but decided to keep it anyway. Jaggy Crush. Now, this was one of the main reasons I wanted a Super Famicom. This is like in the series of Alien Crush and Devil's Crush. This is the next game in the series. Actually, it finishes out the trilogy, and it's Jackie Crush, which is actually has a Japanese name. It's something completely different, but I'm just calling it Jackie Crush. Found out about this game thanks to GameSack, so I got myself a copy of it. Oops. Next one is Pachinko Monogatari. Yeah, Pachinko Monogatari, which I can't really play. I can't really understand what's going on because you kind of need to know Japanese. But once you make it to a Pachinko machine, you can play Pachinko. Super Street Fighter 2, really cheap, but I just wanted it just so I had a Japanese version of one of the Street Fighter games, because I just wanted one where the names were different for some odd reason. Super Snaky, which is our version of Wild Snake. So interesting kind of game with snakes, supposedly created by the same guy who did Tetris. And then this is Super Wagon Land, which I bought without knowing you need to be able to read Japanese in some way. So those are the Super Famicom games. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time. Maybe next one will be Nintendo 64 games. See you all next time. Bye.